Alright, good morning everybody. It is like 5 a.m. right now, Friday morning, one day out from the shoot, and I woke up just like completely just dry, just like nothing in me this morning. Like I'm so small, so just like ripped and lean and tiny. It's like, it's insane, like just crazy. So last night, like I said at the last video, I spent a lot of time using the bathroom, peeing, trying to get as much water out of my system as I can. And honestly, right now there might be a little bit left in me, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much close to zero right now. Um, so I'm literally just drained, no energy, nothing in me, and I couldn't sleep hardly at all last night because I was so excited to eat carbs today again. And right now I'm so excited to eat carbs. Still can't eat just yet. I gotta wait a little bit here, but today will be a lot more fun. One thing that will be a struggle though is it's gonna be hard not to drink water. I'm already pretty thirsty, just because you're usually pretty dehydrated when you wake up in the morning, and obviously I'm very dehydrated right now. Um, but the plan for today is no water and a lot of carbs, a lot of junk food. Like I said in the past video, you want all this food to be just kind of junk food, minimally like very processed, so it doesn't, and just kind of quick digesting dry carbs. So every probably like 2 to 3 hours, I'm gonna get in a serving of carbs of probably anywhere from like 50 to 150 grams every 2 to 3 hours. And I'm just going to be eating until my stomach starts to get a little bit full. The number one thing you can focus on a carb up day during a peak week is to keep your stomach flat. If you have a bloated or distended stomach, that's ultimately going to make your physique look worse. But as long as you keep your stomach flat and not like super full and bloated, you will be okay. You're not going to spill over. That's just a hard thing for people because as soon as they take in a carb after depleting for 3 days, you really don't want to stop eating carbs, especially when it's like junk food and stuff like this. So it takes a lot of self-control. Obviously, I wouldn't prefer to stop eating carbs, but I'll be good. We've come this far. There's no way we can actually cave in and stuff like this. Would never let myself do that. So you have to have a lot of willpower to do it. But by far the best way, in my opinion, to carb up is on junk food. Because if you try and carb up on like fibrous health foods, you're just gonna get super bloated, and you're not gonna be able to get enough carbs. You're probably gonna retain a lot more water if you have a lot of fiber. Like if you're trying to eat like potato, vegetables, and stuff like that. Like if you're trying to carb up on like sweet potatoes, asparagus, spinach, tilapia, you're doing it wrong. Today, like protein is gonna be very, very, very minimal. I think I might be consuming around like 100 grams. I'll have a little bit of egg whites in the morning just to get some protein in. And then right after my workout, I might have a little bit of like chicken breast, just a tiny, tiny bit. But other than that, literally just pure processed refined carbs. I mean, sounds pretty nuts, but this isn't a healthy thing. It's an extreme thing that you only do for a temporary period of time. So this carb up with all this unhealthy junk food is just an extreme temporary thing as well. So that's the plan for today. What I'm going to do right now is take a physique update. I'm not going to show you right now. I'm going to wait until until about 30 minutes after I have my first dose of carbs. And I'll take a physique update after I have my carbs too. So I'll compare the two physique updates just so you can see a difference. Because the thing with today, as soon as I start getting carbs in my body, my physique will start looking really crazy and start going through pretty fast changes. So I'm going to probably be taking a lot of physique updates almost after every time I eat food just to kind of assess how I'm looking, because a lot of today is going to be based all on like visual. I haven't even weighed myself the past 3 days because I don't want it to fuck with my head. It's pretty much all visual assessment during peak week. So just even more so today with taking in the carbs because we want to be a little bit more careful that we don't spill over. But yeah, so that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is get ready a little bit more, take that physique update, edit this video for a little bit, and I'll probably leave here at like 6 or so, go get some carbs, and then come back and show you my first meal of the day. So a big thing I did, you don't want to get carbs until the day of you start carving up, because then you just have all that junk food just sitting around taunting you. So literally it's 5:20 a.m. or whatever right now. Still haven't got my carb sources yet just because I wouldn't want them sitting in the house all night last night and then have the risk of just like binge eating. So just hold them off. Don't get them until you actually need them. Don't let them just sit and taunt you in your face. But yeah, so I'm going to go do that. Alright guys, so I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I just got the carb sources for the Carb Up. At least the first part of it. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry to eat all this stuff. I only got like 3 things. I got like caramel rice cakes, the Oreo oat cereal, and then some like frosted cupcake Pop-Tarts. Not really any particular reason why I got those flavors, but mainly just because they are just like super processed, low fiber, dry carb sources that I can have, and they won't really retain water or bloat me too much. Let's just kind of go right through my system. But yeah, so I'm so hungry. I'm gonna have 2 Pop-Tarts right now. I'll actually show you guys those. It'll be my first bite of like actual carbs in like a few days, and it'll taste so good. So yeah, I'm kind of getting my carbs today in stages. Like I don't want to go to the store and get everything all at once, because I don't want to be tempted to have all that food just sitting there. So I'm just getting a little bit of food right now. As I need more, I'll go get more if I need more. Otherwise, I'll just call it good. So yeah, honestly, I can't wait right now. I'm gonna have something because I need some food in my system. I don't even have any water, so I just need some food. But yeah, I'm gonna have some Pop-Tarts. All right, guys. So here are the Pop-Tarts. Holy shit, these smell so good. So the macros for 2 of them is 360 calories. There are 7 grams of fat, 70 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. So like I said earlier, keeping protein minimal today, like close to like nothing. I'll get maybe like 100 grams. That's from a little bit of egg whites and chicken, and that's it. You don't want to have a whole lot of protein when you're carbing up, just because protein takes a lot longer to digest, and it's going to sit in your stomach, and it can potentially bloat you and distend your stomach. And like I said earlier, you do not want a distended, bloated stomach. You want your stomach to be flat, so that's why you stick to like high carb, like junk food type things. So let's eat some of this. All right, first bite going down. Holy shit. You have no idea how good that tastes. Damn. Alright. I'm gonna enjoy this in peace and quiet. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. So second meal of the day is just 200 grams of egg whites, and then 6 caramel rice cakes. So again, with the protein, you want to keep it very, very minimal. It's one of the only sources of protein I'm going to have today. Egg whites sit okay in my stomach. If they start to fill me up, I'm going to stop eating them, because it's not worth eating enough protein to get a bloated stomach. So just listening to my stomach here. Then the rice cakes, obviously just a simple, just carb that's dry. I'm not going to really, doesn't have any liquid in it or anything like that, just super plain carb. That'll probably sit pretty well inside me. So eat that. So to the egg whites, I also added just a tiny bit of ketchup. That's sort of like 5 grams. What that's gonna do, number one, it'll actually help it taste a little bit better, because egg whites themselves are pretty plain, but it's gonna add more sodium. So today, later on in the day more so, I'm gonna be going pretty high in sodium, like loading up on sodium to prevent cramping and stuff like that. Also helps getting a fuller and better muscle pump. So this is only like 5 grams, so barely like 10 calories at all, but the sodium will help down the line. So if you want to see something really cool when you're super lean and you load up on carbs like this after depletion, it's this. Just get mind-blowing shreds. Like holy shit. So honestly, the hardest part about this is just being that I'm so thirsty. Like I given myself a sip of water this morning, like literally just 1 sip. So one thing I'm doing in between meals is, or right after eating meals, I chew on a piece of gum. Kind of gets like a fresh taste in my mouth, kind of gets that salty food taste out. And also I'm brushing my teeth after every meal, because if I have just that taste of food just sitting in my mouth when I'm not allowed to drink water, it sucks. Like you just feel just gross. So I'm gonna brush my teeth here, actually kind of get that taste on my mouth. And on an extreme carb up like this, yeah, it's fun to eat like junk food and whatnot, but it's honestly it's kind of overrated. Like more so than not, I feel like shit. I mean, yeah, it's making me look cool, but you just feel like garbage, especially just after eating junk food when you're so depleted. Like the last thing that's healthy for you is to fuel your body with complete shit after you've been draining it and just being an asshole to your body. So it's like, yes, I know it's very, very, very unhealthy, but for the reason I'm doing this, it's going to make me look insane, which is why I'm doing it. So that's the plan. Alright, so just ran to the store real quick because I needed to get Lexi some flowers and just like some thank you gifts because she's putting up with me this whole entire time. And it hasn't been easy. It's taken a lot of patience, so she's the real MVP through all this just because even when I've been a really bland person, not super fun to be around because I'm just like a dud, I'm just grateful that she still understands and fully had full respect for what I was doing and just let me do it to my fullest without ever complaining really once. So I love her, so I got to really make sure I get her something nice to show her that I'm just thankful. And obviously, like, a gift doesn't like do that on its own, but she still deserves something. So got her some of her favorite chocolate, some flowers. I'm excited just to go out and do like normal dates and stuff with her and just normal stuff that like you don't really do as much on prep because you're so just like energy deprived. So yeah, I'll see her in a little bit here, so I'll give those to her then. Alright, so the next form of food I'm having for the day is 100 grams of Oreo Oat cereal. It is about 11 o'clock right now. So far I've had 2 Pop-Tarts, a few caramel rice cakes, a little bit of egg whites, and now I'm going to have this right here. Not with any milk. That's another form of liquid that like just it would make it not a dry carb. So just plain cereal still tastes pretty good, but still dry at the same time. But either way, it's going to taste really, really good. That's the plan. I'm going to eat this right now, kind of see how I look 20-30 minutes after, and then that'll kind of help me assess the rest of my day. Alright guys, it's been a little bit since the last clip, and about an hour ago I had another 2 Pop-Tarts. Trying to get myself a good serving of carbs about every 2 hours or so. So what the move is now is I'm going to go work out here in like the next 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on a little bit of like fake tanner. Obviously I've got something on. You can look, my face, it's all freaking weird looking, but just doing it for the shoot. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on, and then I'm going to have a Snickers bar, and then I'm going to go get warmed up, get a full workout on, and then take a few pictures after to make sure I have the lighting and everything set up to make sure it's all good to go for the photo shoot tomorrow. So the goal right now for today is number 1, get a good pump workout in, but number 2, treat it just like I would for tomorrow for the actual shoot, so I can walk in tomorrow knowing exactly what I have to do and know what I'm doing is the right thing, and just have that routine set in stone so I'm not having to second guess myself tomorrow before the actual shoot. So the plan of attack today, I'm even working out in my board shorts just to kind of get the feel for everything and just replicate it as accurately as I can. So I'm going to go put a little bit more tanning oil on, have a Snickers bar, and I will see you guys probably in the gym for the pump workout. Alright, so still I'm feeling really flat. So after I warm up, I'm just going to do some 2 rice cakes quick. What this is 2 caramel rice cakes, 40 grams of peanut butter, serving of honey, and then also put on some salt for some extra sodium. Help me get a really good pump, feel a little bit more full. And I'm all just kind of playing this by ear like I said earlier, so if I feel really flat, like I can take on more food, I'll give myself more food. If I feel like my stomach's a little bit full, then I'll kind of dial it back a little bit. So just kind of playing it by ear. I'm gonna eat this, wait even a little bit longer to go train now just because I don't want to train like literally right after I'm eating these. I'll give myself a few minutes, 20-30 minutes or so, and then go hit a lift. It's like that real rap, you motherfucking show. I'm a urban legend, South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I'm protected. Justice, evidence. Educated through negotiation. Like the shorts that I'm sitting at this table with a faded baby. No, take on my Mercedes, that's for inspiration. 2 kilos on my neck like the fucking 80s. What size was an air on my ministry?
Post-workout, I'm gonna have a little bit of caramel rice cakes with some honey and salt, lots of sodium starting now, more so after the workout. Kind of just keep those muscles full, as hydrated as I can be. Also doing a little bit of chicken, like literally only like 3 ounces to get some protein in. Like I said earlier, protein's like not a priority at all today, doesn't really matter. So just getting a little bit in. And frequently I've just been like gargling water, not drinking water, but gargling, just kind of keep my mouth damp because super thirsty. That's honestly the hardest part, just depriving yourself from water. Honestly, going no carbs is easier than going no water. So, you know, I'm still taking a sip here and there, but more so just like kind of wetting my mouth down.
I just want some water.
All right, so a very, very important part to this peak week or carb up day specifically, like I mentioned earlier, is the importance of having a flat stomach. So I ate that chicken and then I started eating the rice cakes, and like 3 rice cakes in, there's 5 of them, or actually I only ate 2. I was sitting there, I made sure I was eating slow so I could pay attention to my stomach, and my stomach was like, you know, it could be a little bit flatter right now. It's just, I kind of feel like there's too much substance in there. I kind of just want to just take a break for a second. That's very important because you don't want to overeat. Cause if you overeat, you're going to bloat your stomach, give yourself a food baby, and you don't want that when you're carbing up, because that's just going to, that distended stomach look, it's not a good look to have on stage because it's going to throw off your proportions. Yes, you might still be able to step on with a distended stomach or a bloated stomach and still look ripped and have abs, but when it's distended like that, bloated, it's going to throw off all those proportions. So it's very, very, very important, unless you're like an open bodybuilder, to pay attention to that. So don't go overboard on your carbs. Yes, have fun with it. Carbs are very important, but it's still important that you don't overdo it. Been about 2 hours since that last meal, so I'm gonna have some more cereal. Again, no milk, just a plain cereal by itself because it's a nice dry carb source. Liquid's only gonna make you look watery. So in here it's 100 grams, which is about 83 grams of carbs. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Eat this, assess my physique after. If I feel like I can take more, I'll take on more, but if I feel like I've had enough, feel kind of full, then I'll stop it there. Alright guys, so it's 8 o'clock right now, and we're at McDonald's. Actually, first time I've been in a McDonald's and I've actually got something in like, I don't know how long. I don't remember the last time I've been in a McDonald's, but we have just some French fries here. Lots of guys will tell you, you know, you gotta have like a big steak burger, like burger and fries, steak dinner before a show. Honestly, like I don't really see the point in that, because then you're just gonna have a whole bunch of protein balling up in your stomach, sitting digested. It's gonna bloat you, give you a big round stomach, and you don't want that the night before a show when you're carrying about proportions and being very lean and aesthetic looking. It's just not optimal. So we just got some French fries, a lot of sodium in these, just some carbs and fats. They're gonna sit decently well in my stomach. They're not gonna really ball up and bloat me a whole lot. Like obviously I'll pay attention to how much I'm eating, kind of monitor, make sure I'm not feeling like sick or bloated. That'll do the trick. Also got some ketchup to get some more sodium in. That'll actually feel or taste really refreshing, just because the ketchup, I mean, I've been deprived of water all day, so any little thing that has like kind of like a moist taste to it is gonna taste really good. So I'm gonna enjoy these fries and the ketchup, and I'll see you guys in the next clip.
All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap up the 1 day out carb up for the final day of Shred City. So that's gonna end the video for today. Photo shoot tomorrow, June 6th, and that's the end date. That's crazy. We've been doing this for what? I think it's been, just looking, like 15, 16 weeks now, something like that. But it's insane. So I'm gonna be done eating for the night here, just because I ate last at about 8 o'clock. I had the large fries at McDonald's, a few packets of ketchup. And right now, you know, honestly, I'm a little bit fuller than I'd like to be maybe right now. I'm probably fine, honestly. I'm probably just overthinking it. But either way, I'm just gonna call it good for the night. In this case scenario, it's better to be safe than sorry. I'd rather be undercarb than overcarb, because if you're overcarb, you can spill over and then you just look worse, then you're really screwed. So I'd rather be a little bit undercarbed, and if I wake up a little bit flatter than I need to be in the morning, I can just eat a little bit more in the morning, and that'll fix it easily. Way easier to carb up than it is to get rid of excess carbs. So feeling pretty horseshit, to be honest with you. The hardest thing by far on this peak week has been the water. I thought it would be the carb depletion, but honestly, I think it's the water. Just that taste in your mouth 24/7 of just craving water, just feeling like you're just dehydrated, just like a salty mouth just tastes terrible. So I'm just craving just being able to like drink water casually.
So I've just been taking sips here and there throughout the day. I'm literally gargling my mouth with water, just trying to get the taste and then spitting it out. It's absolutely madness, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap the video up here. These videos, you know, they've been very raw, especially this past week. I haven't had much emotion. I've just been a very bland, just drained person. So apologies for the lack of emotion, but given everything we got here, I'm trying to give my best possible package tomorrow. And at the end of the day, I'm just proud of what I'm doing here. I'm not doing this for anyone else. And quite honestly, no one really cares or gives a shit that I'm doing this. And I think that's the cool thing about it, is because I don't care what people think of me for doing this. I don't care if people recognize what I'm doing. I don't care if people don't even know I'm doing this stuff. It's just because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me to grow, to push myself to a place that I've never been before, and just learn lessons from it. So I love the whole process of it, and that's why I do it. If you don't love this stuff, you're never going to come close to doing it. Yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video. It should be up here in a few, I don't even know, it'll be up here in probably a few days or so. But stay tuned, because that show day video tomorrow that's going to end it all up is coming up soon too. So stay tuned. All right, guys, thank you. Peace.